the gospel singers and Dr. Juanita Bynum, they seem to be going crazy right now. They're, in a bit of a fit with the congregations. So, gospel singer Kim Burrell recently shared with a church member that the song she was singing didn't need accompaniment. So, we're going to hear what Kim did and what she said afterwards and talk about, is that the right approach? I don't know if that's godly. So let me set this up and then we'll play the audio on the other side of the break. But Kim Burrell, do you know who she is? She's a gospel artist. And, lately there have been some conversations that have popped up when she's made comments or video has come out of her speaking in church or different things. And people feel as though she may not be the nicest gospel singer in the world, may not be the sweetest. And listen, she's at it again. So essentially, what happened was, I'm not sure where the service was, but she was singing, and someone, a church member in the audience, was moved to sing as well. But Kim was like, no, no, no. This is a solo moment, Miss Girl. I'm going to need you to hush.
So this was a little mama moment.
I don't even know. No, because the woman was just in the audience. I feel like in church, when we're doing praise and worship, sometimes the spirit might overtake you and join in. When we were just playing Kirk Franklin, we were both
Yeah, you're right.
jumping. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it felt good, but it doesn't feel good if someone's like, I need you to be quiet because it's my moment. It's
But you
church.
know what I mean by a little mama moment,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. I just felt it and couldn't stop, and they just came in. Kim is not having any little mama moments on her watch, and interestingly enough, once she started trending from it, she did respond. And what I will say is this: I can't be mad at someone that stands on business, but sometimes you got to ask yourself, is this the business you really want to stand on? Okay, so Kim Burrell, like I said, she was recently trending because during her solo, she told a churchgoer who was feeling it to sit down. Let's hear the incident and then Kim's explanation for what happened.
Your hands when I say thank you. It's a solo. God's using me. Don't sing with me right now. Lord, I'm singing alone now. You, ma'am, with that mask. Let that mask work for you. I'm singing alone. Lord, I'll be back. No, I'll call on you when I'm ready. Thank
I think that is rude. I'm sorry. Like, here's the thing, part two. Nobody could hear her. Gregory Calloway in the chat says she told Ellen no can do on your show. I just think that, listen, God probably was using you in that moment. But how do you know he wasn't using you to touch that woman's heart for her to sing out? We are talking church. That is the whole point of praise and worship at that point.
And that's why people ain't going to church no more.
That is true.
It's stuff like that.
That I wholeheartedly agree. I think it is just there's no need for that. But let's hear her explanation as to why she feels justified in addressing that woman in that manner.
What a mighty happy new year, everybody. When I tell you, the year has started just the way we needed it to do. So, here is the narrative. I'm in the middle of ministry, and you know how you close out a sermon? And I'm singing, thank you, Lord. I'm thinking that I'm singing a solo, and you always got that one that has to join you. And I heard her, y'all, and she was singing, and I was just going for it. Thank, ma'am, because I'm operating in the things of the Spirit. Sometimes when I operate publicly, everybody doesn't understand the dispensation of what I operate in. They just see me as Kim, the singer, who's not being the singer, who is not always the singer. I'm the preacher. I'm the person with the gift of the prophetic. But anyway, so I'm sitting there singing, and I keep hearing her. And then the man in front of her said, she's trying to tell you, ma'am. So this was somebody who was disconnected in the service, but it was cool. But if you go further into the video, you're going to see what happened. I pulled her up, and then she went to dancing. What a time we had. I want to tell everybody,
But look,
COVID is starting to rise again, just like I told.
yeah. Listen, how are you going to say she's disconnected from the service when she was moved to sing with you? I just feel like you are stripping away. It's not about you. Your gift, I assume, and the reason why you chose this particular type of music is to share with others and to, fellowship and revel in that. I don't know. Maybe I'm not thinking about it the right way, but I just thought it was very mean. I don't know. I don't know if I would feel a welcoming spirit in that house of worship after that. So, from one mean church lady to another, right? And listen, again, I get it. You're a performer and you felt like your message was more important than her feeling in that moment. But couldn't we have had both? I think so. So, Dr. Juanita Bynum, she is another one, who has made some comments that have ruffled some feathers. So recently, someone caught some footage of her expressing how she is displeased with how men are dressing and how women are carrying themselves. So let's hear her comments.
Brothers, we wearing our pants too tight. Them little bitty suits is worrying me. Them ones that's high waters that's cut all up in here till we can count how many you got down there. Something is wrong. Little jackets that's too little, look like you just put on little Ray Ray's clothes or something and came to church. I'm not hearing y'all talk to me. To the point, even your little dance scare me. The way you shout scare me. Your knees too close to be a man. Oh, I'm not getting nobody to talk to me right. Maybe I gotta look down here on the monitor because let me get just tipping when you shout. Open up your legs and shout like a man. Y'all better come on here and say something. Y'all up here shout like girls and the women shout like dudes. That's it. Close your legs up. You a woman. Where is our difference? The Bible said put a difference. A difference.
So there's a couple of things with that. One, people are entitled to their opinions. The older generation has always criticized how the younger generation dressed and so forth. So we're not going to escape that. But that aside, I don't know if that is appropriate from your religious leader. I just don't. Of course, you're allowed to express yourself. And I understand that some feel masculinity, especially black masculinity, is under attack. But I don't know if that is how you address it. I don't, like really, again, everybody has jokes. They might throw out a joke out there about someone's clothing or things like that. But to do that again in a place of worship, it's just like, it's just fashion, it's just clothes. At its core, it's not supposed to matter in that way. I just feel like, to your point, Andy, this is why people are leaving organized religion, you know? And it is not, God per se, but the people sometimes that make up these places of worship that are causing people not to want to be involved and to learn about the lessons that you say that you want to spread upon them. They're not going to take it in if you aren't leading with the loving spirit that you claim you want them to receive and to then reciprocate. I don't know what's hard about that. Would you want, and again, I guess to say, would you want someone speaking to you like that? These are women of a certain age. Although Kim Burrell is younger than like Gabrielle Union, Sanaa Lathan, Regina Hall, all of those women, she's younger. Yes, she is. Interesting. Um, so I just feel like you're not too old to understand what it is to be critiqued in such a way. There is constructive criticism. I think that you are allowed to have a dissenting opinion, one that isn't necessarily popular, but delivery is important and it matters. And your position matters. You are not just chit chatting with friends, you are, talking in a church.